So at the moment this is being experienced through an apparent human body. Ultimately it's not, but it's seemingly experienced through a human body. So it's not like you're going to suddenly feel what it's like to be a snake, so you're never going to feel like what it's like to be sliding along the floor. This is being felt seemingly through a human body and senses, if we include thinking as a sense. I mean, we could say 20 senses if we keep going. But what we always feel it through touch, sight, smell, hearing, taste, and then thinking. So that's, and then there's the emotions as well, the emotional body, and then the energy. So that's always going to be appearing in this, and there's nothing wrong with what is appearing in the human body, in the sense of you don't have to be a certain way, you don't have to be something in order to be enlightened. It's the human body. But what happens is the energy that says that is who you are changes from that being who you are to that boundlessness in which the human body appears in. That's a little bit confusing. I've sort of jumped straight in there, but we've talked about it a few times. But what gets so confusing with the human body is it's so intense, the experiencing of the human body, it's taken to be real, whatever's experienced. So if there's a bad mood, that's taken to be everything. So it's everything's annoying, everything's difficult, everything's uncomfortable, everything's... And actually, that's not a problem either. The problem is the one that identifies with that. So there could be the appearance of a bad mood. There could be appearance of having PMT, which is period, emotional period stuff or something. And that could be happening in the body, but it's that energy that's constantly pushing into it, going, that's mine, that's who I am, and believes that that is going to bring me happiness, that being in a good mood is going to bring me happiness, being in a good state will bring me what I'm looking for. It's the constant focusing on the experience of the human. So when there's anger, in a way, everything's anger, but there's nothing wrong with that. So you can't... What the human does so quickly, though, says, I'm angry, it's their fault. I'm angry, it's the world's fault. And it looks through it like I'm angry, angry is wrong, and it's the world that's creating my anger, and I need to stop the world. Trying to stop the world isn't a problem either, but it's that energy which is believing in that game that's going, me in relationship with anger, me in relationship with the world. And the whole time that all these dances are happening with the human body, and all these different experiences the human body goes through, it's not even the human body goes through, but all the different experiences the human body creates, the whole time it's appearing for nobody. And if it's appearing for nobody, it's appearing in everything. Because where is your definition? Where is your boundary? Where is your inside or outside? Where is your action from the world? We live in this world of I'm angry, I'm bad, or I'm angry and I'm better than other people, they're irritating me. Anger's everywhere. Everything's angry when there's anger. Everything's happy when there's happiness. Everything is sad when there's sadness. It doesn't belong to somebody. It's an odd way to phrase it this morning. Confusing, maybe. We're constantly judging our experience and looking for what should be, what could be. Which is again okay, if judgment's appearing, that's what's appearing, and everything's judgment. This was a nice one we've had on yesterday. This is so cute. This is a Melissa song.
Very simple words, you can all sing along.
Yeah, it's a mantra, yeah.
May the grace of God be with you always in your heart. May you know the truth inside you from the start. May you find the strength to know you are part of something beautiful. May the grace of God be with you always in your heart. May you know the truth inside you from the start. May you find the strength to know you are part of something beautiful. May the grace of God be with you always in your heart. May you know the truth inside you from the start. May you find the strength to know you are part of something beautiful. May the grace of God be with you always in your heart. May you know the truth inside you from the start. May you find the strength to know you are a part of something beautiful. And I thought that I saw the light shine. I thought I saw a light shine. Yes, I thought that I saw a light shine. I think I see a light shine now. May the grace of God be with you always in your heart. May you know the truth inside you from the start. May you find the strength to know you are a part of something beautiful. May the grace of God be with you always in your heart. May you know the truth inside you from the start. May you find the strength to know you are a part of something beautiful. And I thought that I saw a light shine. I thought I saw a light shine. Yes, I thought that I saw a light shine. I thought I saw a light shine. Yes, I thought that I saw a light shine. I thought I saw a light shine. Yes, I thought that I saw a light shine. I think I see a light shine. I saw a light shine from the corner of my eye. I thought I saw a light shine from the corner of my eye. I thought I saw a light shine from the corner of my eye. I thought I saw a light shine from the corner of my eye. I thought I saw a light shine from the corner of my eye. I thought I saw a light shine from the corner of my eye. I thought I saw a light shine from the corner of my eye. I thought I saw a light shine from the corner of my eye. I thought I saw a light shine from the corner of my eye. I thought I saw a light shine from the corner of my eye. I thought I saw a light shine from the corner of my eye. I thought I saw a light shine from the corner of my eye. I thought I saw a light shine. I think I see a light shine. Yes, from the corner of my eye. I thought I saw a light shine. Yes, I thought that I saw light shine. May the grace of God be with you always in your heart. May you know the truth inside you from the start. May you find the strength to know you are part of something beautiful. May the grace of God be with you always in your heart. May you know the truth inside you from the start. May you find the strength to know you are part of something beautiful. May the grace of God be with you always in your heart. May you know the truth inside you from the start. May you find the strength to know you are part of something beautiful. May the grace of God be with you always in your heart. May you know the truth inside you from the start. May you find the strength to know you are part of something beautiful. May the grace of God be with you always in your heart. May you know the truth inside you from the start. When you find the strength to know you are a part of something beautiful. I have been suffering all of my days, all of my days. Many a road, you know, I've been working on all of my days. And I've been trying to find what's been in my mind as the days keep turning into night. Well, I have been quietly standing in the shade all of my days. Watch the sky breaking on the promise that we made. All of this rain. And I've been trying to find what's been in my mind as the days keep turning into night. Many a night I found myself with no friend standing near. All of my days I cried aloud, I shook my hands, what I'm doing here. All of these days, for I look around me and my eyes confound me, and it's just too bright as the days keep turning into night. Now I see clearly it's you I'm looking for. All of my days. So I smile, I know I'll feel this loneliness no more. All of my days. For I look around me and it seems you found me, and it's coming into sight as the days keep turning into night, as the days keep turning into night. And even breathing feels alright. Even breathing feels alright. Even breathing feels alright. Yes, even breathing feels alright. dreamer stood beneath an orange sky. Beside a dreamer stood beneath an orange sky. My brother standing by, with my brother standing by. I said, brother, you know, it's a long road we've been walking on. Yes it is, you know.
They're all in bliss, Dan, don't
Brother,
worry.
it is. It's a long road we've been walking on.
Glenn, the whole magnetron are full of goodness.
Are you speaking to me?
Yeah.
It's done.
The whole magnetron.
I don't understand when you speak English.
Microwave, the whole microwave are full with cotelettes from yesterday.
It's not my fault. I never put them in the microwave. Who did that?
Who was cutting them? I told them they were in the
My sister standing
I'm really sorry.
Sorry, Khaleesi can eat them.
I'm really sorry. I think Melissa put them in the microwave and I thought she would have
I
taken
did, but
them out.
whoever was cutting them, I told him, oh, Mark. I told Mark they were in the microwave.
So I think there was a problem of communication.
Maybe get cotelette.
Mark, oh, Mark, did you get no?
It's a misunderstanding. It's not my fault. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me.
In this case, you're
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh.
But I still feel guilty.
Cutlet for lunch.
No, it's not so bad. It's okay.
Incorrigible. Incorrigible.
Just getting enlightened and he interrupted.
With a problem.
Stan, you are almost what you were
I want my money back. I thought you were a shy man.
That was then. This is now.
It's always changing.
I sent your message to my friends and you feel happy.
Yeah.
It's sweet.
I told this to my friends and they think you were joking and kidding me.
It was so changed yesterday evening. We were thinking, oh my God, what happened there?
Okay, back to enlightenment.
Bring us back on the path. We were in the microwave.
Life will force you to be hammered to the cross. Unless you give up, it will force you into it.
I
It'll force you to the knees, maybe that's a better option. To not know what the hell's going on. To just sit. I don't know. Not that the person doesn't have the quality of knowing, but as your nature. What does your nature know? It produces knowing, but what does it ultimately know? It sits there absolutely free of anything that it creates. Yet it creates everything, every possibility. So these sounds are appearing now. Who do they appear for? Where are you? I know it's a frustrating question because there's no answer. Where are you? Are you inside that body? Are you a problem? Are you a feeling? Are you an idea? Are you discomfort? What do you need to change? And how do you know what to change it to? What could be better than this? How do you know what's better than this? I can't give you your nature. Your nature is always here. It's just your nature for some reason is playing the game of getting lost in what it created. Because it can most probably. Who does this music appear for?
My sister standing by.
If it doesn't appear for anybody, then it's you. It's happening so intimately to you and is you.
In your love, my salvation lies in your love. My salvation lies in your love. My salvation lies in your love. In your love, in your love. Oh, but you know I am so weary. And you know my heart's been broken. Sometimes my mind is too strong to carry on. Too strong to carry on. But when I'm alone, when I've thrown off the weight of this crazy stone, when I've lost all care for the things I own, that's when I miss you. That's when I miss you, you who are my own. You are my own now. Here's what I know now, brother. Here's what I know now, sister, come back. In your love, my salvation lies in your love. 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 My salvation.
And that love that you're looking for salvation in isn't outside of you. It's always been you. When the body was 10, 5, 4, before that body even was created. That love is there all the time. It's just the focus is on the person and the person's emotions and the person's feelings and the person's ideas. And the way home isn't out of experience. It's where the experience is coming from and who is it appearing to.
Well, I had a dream. Stood beneath an orange tree. With my brother and my sister standing by. brother and my sister standing by me. My brother and my sister standing by. In the quiet of a shadow, in the corner of a road, darkness moves upon you like a cloud across the moon. You're aware in all the silence of a constant that will turn, like the windmill left deserted, or the sun forever burned. So don't forget to breathe. Don't forget to breathe. All life is here, no 11th hour reprieve. So don't forget to breathe. Keep your head above water, but don't forget to breathe. And all the suffering that you've witnessed, and the handprints on the wall, they remind you how it's endless, how endlessly you fall. And then the answer that you're seeking for the question that you found drives you further to confusion as you lose your sense of ground. So don't forget to breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Oh, life is here, no 11th hour reprieve. So don't forget to breathe. Keep your head above water. Don't forget to breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Don't forget to breathe. You know you are here, but your finger wants to leave. So don't forget to breathe. Just breathe. Just breathe. Just breathe. Just breathe. Just breathe.
Yeah.
May I share something?
Yeah.
And ask a question?
Yeah.
This morning I woke up with a big thought. So I don't want to die. I don't want to dissolve. I know I'm not there, but I won't leave. And I searched the me in that, who is involved in that. And of course there was nobody, but I realized that it was like a me searching for another me. A me who was involved by a thought, and another me who is searching the me who is involved. And when I realized that I was with two me, but the first one disappeared, I said, I will ask to Lisa, and then there was a third me that planned to go to see Lisa to explain that this. So my question is,
Who the fuck is me?
So first, what do you recommend when a thought like this comes?
So what do I recommend?
What do you recommend when if it appears again?
Okay.
A thought like this, because I practice Vipassana, and Vipassana says just observe. There's nothing to do, and I have the feeling now that I should have done this. Just what is? It's what is. There's nothing to do with that. It's just a thought, and there is nobody, so there is nothing to do. So yesterday we and you asked sometimes the question, who is there, who is involved in something like that. That I have the feeling now that it doesn't help. It doesn't help to search for something, because the problem is the seeker. So even when you ask a question like this, you make a seeker emerging. It's a question. Because I've spoken with some people here. It seems a lot of people here are stuck in the same problem. It's almost there, and I have a feeling. I had the feeling this morning that this is a problem. We are searching. There is a seeker somewhere. So is the solution not simply to stop everything? Stop. Just what is?
Yeah,
I know you said that tons of times. Okay.
Just get into an ice machine and then freeze. Freeze. So what's your idea of stopping everything then? What's your new idea of stopping everything? What does that involve?
Stopping searching.
Okay, let's do that then. How did we do that? Sounds very grand, this new idea that people are stuck in searching.
Let's stop.
So that's a new idea, and now let's find the solution to it. Where's the solution? So we've made up the problem. The problem is we're all stuck in searching, and we're almost there, but we're all stuck in searching for it and seeking and asking, who am I? So now let's then find the answer. Where do we think the answer is? Is it not just the same again? Just in a different version?
It sounds like swimming out of the swimming pool. You cannot swim out of the swimming pool.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Oh, that's so cute. That's a good image as well. I just love the human.
It's possible.
It's so cute the way the mind works. So it's now got the new problem, and I'm sure that you've been listening to a lot of Tony.
Yes. So
now you've made up a new problem with Tony. So what are you going to do to come to the conclusion?
when I was in my room,
Yeah.
okay, there were cars passing through in the street.
Yeah.
I didn't try to stop cars. I
No.
didn't try to change cars.
No.
There are cars. So
Yeah.
if I should have done the same with my thoughts that I've done.
Why didn't you though?
Because I thought it was a good idea to ask me questions. Or to ask questions to me.
To ask a question?
To me.
That's
To
not
me.
me.
So that's my question.
Sorry, I'm just going to knock them over.
I make a link between what you said and now said that was also yesterday, that it's only what is. So if there is a thought, that's what is. What?
So what's the problem now?
There's no problem. So there's nothing to do. Like the car passing the street, there's no problem. What? I never asked myself a question about the car passing the street because there's no problem with it.
But you're trying to find a new conclusion. You're trying to find a new solution. So you're like, okay, so there's no problem with the cars, so now I've got to not have a problem with the person. It's just all more ideas. It's hopeless in that world.
Okay.
Hopeless. Even if you come to the conclusion that all seeking is shit and being here is shit, that's a new idea. Is that true? It's just a new position. I'm sorry, you look broken. You're like, no. Honestly, it will humble you to your absolute knees. This stuff.
Now this question, can I say this?
Yeah.
I also listen to Tony Parsons and he's talking often about the higher self and the lower self. Have you heard this? I think, I have the same thing that it seems like there is some kind of a me, like, this, that I call the higher self and it's like, judging the lower self, it's a metaphor, but it seems to be like something is aiming for like spiritual perfection, like it tries to be. It's kind of like a super ego with the Freudian terms, like this rules of the society. You want to be a good person, but then the lower self is more like this kind of animal, sexual things that is actually much more powerful. But so it's like. I have this, but Tony always says that it doesn't help, the understanding the mind. This is the understanding the mind. Mind is trying to understand the mind. So to me, I had the same. I could really relate to your question. That's why I was speaking. So there's like, I guess nothing.
But it doesn't. But look how subtly it's gone into. Okay, it doesn't help. So now you're sitting in it doesn't help. So before you thought it does help, that something practiced does help. So then you go to speakers, I didn't mean to pick on Tony, but Tony, me, maybe, who say, actually I don't tend to say it doesn't help, I don't say either, normally, but maybe I imply that. Who are the, so you've got another, they say it doesn't help. So then the mind sits there and goes, okay, it doesn't help, so I've got to stop doing this. That's not the truth of it. He's just trying to counteract the idea that you're stuck in that it does help. Then to say it doesn't help is just another position. So then you look for a solution of not helping. So then like the car goes past and you sit there and you think, so the answer is not doing anything or something.
And what you mean is there are no answers.
What I mean is that thinking happens and freedom isn't in thinking.
Repeat that.
Thinking happens and freedom isn't in thinking.
It's not in thinking.
Thinking appears, in a way it is in thinking, but not the particular thinking, because everything that appears is the freedom. But thinking appears with the idea that it's getting to a solution. Thinking is only a solution to practical things of how to cook a fish or not leave it in the microwave. That's the only time that thinking is useful. Like it's practical. It's a practical thing. But the person's claimed thinking so much, it's taken it to be who he is, who he or she is, and what life's about. So in this moment, thinking's appearing, no differently to the sound of Lisa's voice appearing. There is emotion appearing, there is light appearing, there is feeling of warmth or coldness appearing, there is bum on seat or sore legs or all these different things are appearing, and there's no solution in any one of those things, but they're appearing in boundlessness and freedom. And in a way, all of them are boundlessness and freedom. They are boundlessness and freedom, but not in one particular thing. You're trying to find a solution in a new thought, so you're now like, this is all hopeless. I can't do anything. And you've taken that to be the new truth. Whereas that appears and disappears in what, to whom. And then you go, but this is hopeless. My mind just keeps going. It keeps my mind going. And you're in a new idea.
So?
What's the solution?
If on tomorrow morning I have the same thought, what do I do?
Then that's what happens. The thought appears, what do I do? A solution comes, or not. The person takes it seriously, or not. But it's all appearing in freedom.
So it's not necessary to take it serious.
Who could take it seriously or not?
No, even though.
Who's taking it seriously or not? Who's attaching onto any of these things, thinking that that's who you are? So there is a thought appearing, I'll take it seriously. Who does that thought?
Yeah, you mean that take it or not take it, that's the same problem. That's the same person.
But no,
yes or no.
but not also. I'm also trying to remind you of the freedom that's here. But it's like a reminding. And your most will be trying to see if you remembered in thoughts, but it's a totally energetic thing. So your most will be like, okay, so what does she... And your most will be trying to see where the reminding is. So you're looking for feelings, sensations, to see if I'm touching anything. But you'll never find it in any of them. Those are what moves. Those are what moves. Those are... they move. It's very frustrating for that energy of that person,
Yes,
sometimes. Yeah. But then sometimes it just drops, and then it's like... It's hilarious how that's been taken so seriously, how the energy has stuck on so strongly to me and my actions.
So there's never a free choice in whatever is appearing or not.
There's an appearance of choice, but there's nobody choosing. So the thought comes up, should I choose apple juice over orange juice? So the thought, and then one thought says, I think I'll choose apple juice this time. I had orange juice earlier. So it gives an appearance of choice.
Yes.
But who is actually choosing? Is that who you are? That feels like who you are, that one that's moving between those two choices. But who's experiencing those two people speaking to each other? Who experiences that? But that feels like you are. Oh, should I have an apple juice today? Oh no, I'm having an orange. And it's so sucked into those two voices, that feels like who you are. But they're being experienced in everything. And that's where the freedom is. So there's an appearance of choice. The character seems to have choice, but who's experiencing and creating the character? And the creator or the source has no conscious. It's not consciously creating. It's got no quality. In its appearance, it creates consciousness and conscious creating and the idea of choice. But it contains no one thing and is everything. So it's not consciously creating the appearance of choice. They're appearing spontaneously from nowhere and everywhere.
So you can choose to forget to breathe, like it said in the song. You said, don't forget to breathe. Who the fuck can forget to breathe? You know? It's impossible.
Yeah,
you know,
and
but it's a metaphor. The breathing is the...
And who's growing the skin? We're constantly growing skin. Who's making the hearing happen? It's so sucked onto what I choose. It really feels like you're in there choosing. And the energy is so sucked into it that really feels like your position. Which isn't your position. I'm sorry, I go away and give you nothing. In the sense of... I give you everything or nothing. You could put it as one. But I mean, like, I give you nothing in the sense of... I'm not even giving you the idea of all seeking is wrong. I'm not even giving you that seeking is hopeless. I'm not giving you any thoughts to sit in. Well, maybe I am. You have nothing. You can't even sit there on the Neo pedal and be like, oh, all this spiritual stuff is rubbish. Where it doesn't work. As the thought comes and goes.
There, something I saw about trying to get a solution all the time, a conclusion. I call it more this mechanical pattern of needing a conclusion. I don't sleep very well, and during the night the mind is not so active. And during the night, between sleep and when you're conscious, I see that those ideas that are trying to go somewhere are really easy to drop, and it's so relaxing. And then when it's during the day, all the activity is more intense, and it's much harder to drop it.
And much more solid.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. It's only that because it seems that
and
for me that because there's more action, it's.
But also, you've been taught your whole life that you get peace from a solution.
Yeah.
In relationships, you get peace if you get the other to agree with you.
Yeah,
you get peace if you get the other to do as you want. You get peace if you get things to line up with what you think. It doesn't mean that you don't get character still. But we've been taught so often that that's where solutions lay. Relative, so if we've got to cook food, that's on the relative level, there's solutions. But ultimately, you never ever find any peace in anything that appears. It moves.
And it's so
constantly
hard to
moves.
drop it just to.
Impossible,
but during the night, it's
actually.
like, it's so nice to drop it, just to stop all that crazy thing to find a solution. There and then.
No, and there's no really conclusions. I mean, we can relatively say, oh, it's cold, and we're all uncomfortable because it's cold. But ultimately,
then I'll say it's hot.
Yeah, but also ultimately for the person, it's like your unhappiness never really comes from even being freezing cold. It's that the body's got to seek warmth because that's the way it is. But there's never the same with staying alive or any idea that we maintain about anything. We just don't know. It doesn't mean the person doesn't have like blah, 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 blah.
But there's so much energy going into that.
Well, it's seemingly conditioned for so many years in the human, but not even so many years, it's thousands of years of the movement of humans to put solutions so strongly on experience.
On everything.
Yeah. And what the experience is.
It's very tiring.
Yeah, but how can you imagine yourself in a relationship with one person? Because it's also an illusion to be with one person in this life.
Yeah, but but it's the
so
same.
much changing.
It's the same with my dog. It's just a chemically body thing. Like I have one dog, and chemically something happens between us, and there's something that binds us together. She follows me, and I'm delighted when I see her. So there's this
The same with
bonding, and that's the same how a relationship works as well. It's not a personal thing. It's not you putting effort into it, but this body is a functioning body, and humans maybe are moving away from just two people in a relationship now.
Yeah.
They might be changing,
It's a lot changing.
and so there's this period of a new way, maybe less than just one person for life.
Yeah.
But there still is that happening. But it's not your action, just like it's not your action to require hunger to eat food. It just naturally happens to partner up to do that.
Yeah, it's also two energies coming together, and when
The
they stay together, or 2 years, or 5, 10 years now.
The problem comes though when the person begins to think that he's mine or she's mine and they're going to make me happy. Then there's so much pressure on that one thing. They are as they are in each moment. Doesn't mean you don't argue about who does the washing up. That's again just living things. But your freedom is always what's happening. Always the nature of everything, which is everything and nothing. It's never to do with what they did or what they didn't do, or what happened, or the argument or not arguing. Doesn't mean that arguing stops. It's just it's not going to give you any freedom. Making them a certain way is never going to give you any freedom because everything's constantly changing. So they will move and develop and change and grow. and that body will move and change and grow. But so bodies have relationships, but nobody has a body. Or really, ultimately, there are no bodies. There's life, energy expressing itself.
Yeah, there's so much attachment to the body and to people really looking for a person who wants to stay a long time together, because otherwise they don't believe anymore in a relationship and they want to stay alone. And like these things are going on now a lot. A lot of people want to stay alone, but they don't want to connect even anymore. And
Yeah.
then it's like, the energy is like...
I had one person say it like this, and I don't believe in this, but I thought it was a sweet imagery. So he was saying that because everything's going outwards, so the whole universe is going outwards, and it's happening to humans as well.
Mhm.
They used to want to all be together, and now they're just going, which I don't believe, but I thought it was sweet. They're not staying together. Everything's moving further and further apart.
Yeah.
We don't know why.
But once you found the love inside, there's no need to share it anymore because you share it with everything.
Yeah,
that's
but
happening,
the
no?
body might still share it. You don't need to share it like you used to, where they will complete you. But then there's the joy of living a life together, day-to-day life together. But then there's also the joy of being single.
Yeah.
Whoever suits it, any particular body mind.
This morning we were talking about this, like, does one need, can somebody need an ego? Because I was saying that, you know, you don't need an ego, like it's this artificial thing that you can function, I mean, you function much better if there is no ego at all. But then there was something discussion that, you know, maybe sometimes you need a little bit of ego.
It depends how you define ego. Depends
Yeah,
how you put
it's
in
the
the body.
body, attachment to the body, like I am the body feeling, and I am the thought identification. The ego wants to own things, like, you know, possess, like I am, well, it's my pain. You know, it's even my pain. But if you can some, I mean, to me it's quite clear that you can function without the ego. And I still get, there is this assumption that I am separate. And I think the separation is really the ego.
I don't know what you necessarily mean by ego. There can be, and because there's so many different, so there can be a removal of that person that's sticking to the body and emotions and ideas, and when that collapses, there can be the point where the whole world disappears, and that sometimes here seems hard to function like that. So sometimes an I am or some energy needs to come back in order to function. But the sticking to things can completely disappear. But sometimes there needs to be a form of self-awareness of where. That's what happens here. I don't know for other people. Talking about Tony Parsons, he says that that can completely disappear, but I don't know if I believe the way he speaks. I'm open to it being right or wrong.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So you, yeah, I'm fine with this. I am fine. My ego is fine with your answer.
Yeah. And what you see our ego is like
Sorry?
attachment ego, or what is for you ego?
I don't know. I don't really use that word, but the sense of the suffering, what I call, is the person that sticks to thoughts and ideas and emotions and feelings, and I am the body. But then when that dissolves, there then can be a whole. There can be a whole. I mean, like, if there's total disidentification happening, I don't know if there could be physical functioning happening. But it's an irrelevant thing because I don't know if people know what that is. To totally disidentify with everything that appears.
You do.
I think that the
don't know.
Ashanti was talking about this, that sometimes he would see people so disidentified that he would see them taking food and they would not know kind of what to do with this because they were so...
Yeah, and it happened to Ramana, I think, when sitting in the cave as well.
Dat happened in Yuji Krishnamurti.
It happened to
In the beginning, he didn't even know what's up. He had to learn everything. What's the name of everything?
Yeah, it happened
around him.
to a friend actually, just thinking about it as well. For 3 months she was unable to really do anything for herself. So I don't know about that, but there can be the end of what I call suffering, and then lots of other things can happen as well. But the end of suffering is the attachment to the person that I am this body, that I am my emotions, my thoughts, my feelings. Then there can be a whole level of disappearance where... I mean, when this body physically dies, like there's in Buddhism they call that nirvana. That you're not totally free until the body dies. And when the body dies, that's absolute nirvana.
Yeah.
God knows what that is, though. Like, these are all bits that are mysterious while the human body is still experiencing.
And energy again. Energy again.
But some people sound like they know they've got the answer to it, but how do we ever know? We only ever know that aliveness. Should we take a break? I need a toilet, yes. Should we take a 15-minute break?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Mag me niet altijd uit! Ja, ik zit er goed. Ik ben wel blij met deze opstelling. Het is ook heel anders dan vorige keer zat zij... Ik wil een kopje denk ik. Zo. Maar ik ga zo
Lekker een koekje erbij. Spritzy.
Opstaan.
So what's the weather like in Quebec? Is it really winter? Yeah, already?
It was not when I left. It was very mild, but now I think it's winter as well.
Yeah.
It's around minus
No,
20.
it's a mini.
Break or is it January is the worst. You can get to minus 40 sometimes.
They're talking about Indian summer in like Maine and Vermont.
Once it starts, I'm going to find
Yes,
We have the real
I saw some images yesterday with the red trees.
when it's
So
doing
it's-
that,
yeah.
Oh, this year was a very nice fall. Nice weather.
Yeah.
And the skies get very, very pure blue.
Yeah.
It's colorful. It's a bit nostalgic too because we know that winter is coming.
Oh yeah, it's funny things sometimes I don't know.
Sometimes the fun starts, so I unplug the cord.
The winter is very long.
Is Quebec like I know Montreal, so Quebec City is up north.
It's a bit, it's northeast. It's beside the St. Lawrence River too. It's on the St. Lawrence River. And the St. Lawrence River gets much wider in front of Quebec City. So it's much more spectacular because Quebec is built on the Cape Town. And it's a very, very pretty town. It's recognized by UNESCO as one of the
I will look it up on the internet. I will look it up on the internet.
Yeah. The problem is that it's too touristy now during the summer. It's like a circus. Because the old town is full of visitors and there's no real life there. I used to live in the old town.
I've lived in a really touristic part of France, so the Côte d'Azur. And so in winter it's not crowded.
It's the worst
like,
part.
But in winter it was home, so the tourists were gone. So the difference was spectacular.
It is. In Quebec City it's the same. We have a carnival in Quebec in February where there are tourists. I don't know why we come for that because it's so much fun and it's so cold. But the rest of the winter is very
Are you going to fly back? You flying back home? So you came here just because?
I decided to. I hesitated a lot.
Like decided to go back or decided to
come here only for a visa.
And then maybe you go to how about you? What kind of
No, it's in February.
Okay.
Yeah, in February. So from the restaurant or just
I go.
I go to
Yes.
I've just trodden in a load of water, so I've just changed myself.
5 weeks, okay. Oh, he will be in Rishikesh.
So it's very well organized around him, so it's a good way to travel along.
Last time I was here, there were 2 Dutch women, mother and daughter, and they're both into Muji now. And so she went to Portugal in his to stay today.
I'm not so much into Muji,
but he's
I like
appealing
him.
to a lot of Western people.
Yes, he's a poet. I really like the way.
Well, he's like Asian, but he's got a Western.
Well, he's Jamaican. He's from Jamaica, but he lives in England.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So he's a Rasta.
Yeah.
Well, I think he was young.
So and when you live there, it's not only like an ashram, it's an eco village.
Yeah, I read a bit about it.
So you're not traveling around, you're staying
Well, I stay in a hotel. I will probably visit around during 2 days a week. There's no satsang, so I'll try to find people to come with me as well. Maybe along.
You'll have a bad addiction. Vitality.
Yes, it's my only one.
Yeah, that's
well,
what you
we were talking
we don't
about
believe you. I bet you've got more.
I used to be horrible addicted to everything.
I've got endless.
But we were
It's almost
talking
like
about
I'm
this
addicted
morning,
to being addicted.
You may hunt the truth for a long time, but once you've seen a glimpse, it'll hunt you.
Yeah, I really do. Yeah, when you said that, that so resonates with me.
But that's what Katana sings. It doesn't.
Of course, that's why I know why it resonates. I hear it every day. I have Katana in my car every day, so every morning and every evening.
She says it all. She says it all.
The whole
for me, it's an open book.
No, my best teacher is Katana.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
And because it's like a mantra, really, because I hear her songs and then sleep. Yeah, beautiful singing. Beautiful singing.
She sings to the heart, right? So you can sense it. It's not so Kurtana.
K-I-R-T.
Would you write it down for me?
And she's got her own website. Facebook.
Lovely.
Yeah,
and on Amazon you can get her albums quite really cheap.
You know which line I like the most?
Let me guess.
You're guessing? No. There's a mystery in me. It's bigger than the breaking of the sea. It's a mystery to be. I like that the most.
I don't even know that one.
It's the first lines on the purple on the
it's not on
offering.
Surrender. Oh, the offering. The offering.
Album.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. My favourite line. Yeah.
It's a mystery to be. It's better than the parting of the sea. It's a mystery to be.
Yeah, it's funny
I
how
can't let it out.
I can let it out. That's the song.
Yeah.
Of course I know it now.
Yeah. I love that line because that's it. It's a mystery. There's a mystery in me, and the mystery is that it's a mystery to be.
Yes. I don't know how I missed this before. Who I am is always here. Of this I am sure.
You know, it always...
That's my favourite line. That's my favourite line.
Can you repeat it?
No. Can't I?
But I've got all the CDs with me. If we can play music somewhere, I can. You can hear it.
How could I have missed this before? Who I am is always here.
Yeah.
Of this I am sure.
Because the problem
Is that
who's
the
one that
presence
wants
is
to
always
remember?
has been the most powerful thing. The fact that I'm always here. It's so obvious.
Yeah, we want to get out, but we're always here.
It's so obvious, I never realised. But then I began to realise it all the time. Throughout the day, I was just realising that I was,
Yeah, and it's always now.
and then I'm here. No, the now doesn't work for me, because I did a lot of Eckhart. No, it's the fact that
No, I don't like Eckhart. Well, it doesn't resonate to me.
No, well, I did a lot.
Yeah, but
That's where I
to
started.
be in the present moment makes me suffer. Just the idea. I really don't like it. But, it is still now. It's just like sometimes when I wake up and, it's still now. It's still now. It's now.
But you know, when I had
It's
my
just
moment,
like a play.
yeah, of course, yeah. When I felt my moment of insight, there's direct recognition. There is not a now to get into. There's not a now compared to a then.
There has to be a then, doesn't it?
So everything is now.
It's totally
And then
abstract.
but it's not a knowing, but it's a direct sense of, there's nothing but this.
And now cannot exist because it implicates the future and past.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
But
when you think about the time, it's very obvious.
Yeah,
It's
really
really obvious since I'm little.
Of course.
That it cannot exist. Nothing can exist. It's impossible. Where would we put it?
There's nowhere to put it.
There's nowhere to
Because
put
we can
it.
only put it in time.
Yeah. So it's very clear. It's very obvious.
It's almost it's too obvious for the mind. The mind doesn't want to see it. It's too obvious for the mind. The mind doesn't like it. It's straightforward. The mind doesn't. It wants to ask. There's always a but with my mind. My mind will always say, oh, yeah, but...
No, for me it's clear, but it didn't help get me out of myself.
Des mécanismes qui sont
But it was
plus,
it's always
plus faits pour ça que d'autres.
You can't get out of this. You can't do that.
well, you know, words are
You
really
can't,
tricky.
but you know, you can't do it.
Et en général, c'est des gens qui déconnent. Non, mais c'est autre chose. Il est bien. Il est bien. C'est comme si c'était des pilotes de LSD qui prenaient. Et peut-être. C'est complètement c'est tout le temps. Ah, ok. C'est aussi ça résume tout. Même si le bien et tout, c'est tout et son contraire, c'est le bien et le mal.
My fault without purpose. My phone call just was work, but it wasn't meant for me.
Ah, it was for me! That basically.
For me?
No, it was just a reminder for you to call.
Ah, okay.
Huh?
Not really.
So nature is economical. Economical. Nature doesn't waste one second, one instant.
Yeah.
Precious to nature. Alive, it's always
Up and down,
moving.
Yeah.
And it doesn't waste time. It always does something. So the calling. It's been wasted. Even if I didn't get a call, the answer. The call. Because then you only to remind you you have to make a call.
Ah, okay.
Huh?
Yeah,
Just
I think
nature does it all. You can even
aujourd'hui. Il y a quelque chose qui va lâcher, soit ça, soit ça va pas pour moi, c'est un peu avec tous ces exactement les raisonnements, ça va pas. Dans la perception, j'en ai.
De toute façon, le passage, c'est la méditation, et dans les enseignements bouddhistes, tout ce qui est méditation, ils appellent ça la préparation, c'est les préliminaires. Donc je pense qu'effectivement, il y a un moment où tu lâches, c'est la préliminaire. Et c'est pour ça que quand je vois des gens qui font du passage, qui vont attendre, comment avec ça, les vrais enseignements bouddhistes, c'est que la méditation, c'est une préparation à autre chose. À quoi? Et je rejoins mon collègue, c'est un demi. Il fait du passage, c'est un demi.
Tu as fait des vipassana? Moi aussi, je fais des oui.
Moi aussi.
Oui,
10 jours.
Et ici, il y a des stockage, oui.
Mais c'est pas mon truc, je fais ça. Parce que quand je brosse les dents, la méditation. Maintenant, je parle de je me sens bien. C'est la méditation de
mais si tu as un objectif,
mais j'ai commencé avec les jours. C'est pas mal. La nous a bien eu. J'ai fait ma bien en disant si tu fais ça, une fois tu vas avoir l'illumination. C'est quoi je m'appelle j'angoisse. Et il me fallait cette motivation pour ce côté-là. Et après, je dis
But because my French and my English even not so good, Dutch.
I understand you. I said that when I did Vipassana, I meditated for 24 times before the Vipassana. But he said for me, I didn't like their body mechanism were made to all the day and all the night. Did you like it?
Yes, for me it was I like it, it's not easy, it's not simple, but I'm not all understand, but I understand a little bit the body. I was really in it the first time I do it, very strongly in it. But for me was an experience that I could really felt we are small things who change all the time. It's really that, so that gives me a lot of knowledge, but we don't need knowledge, I get it. And even I take that from that and take that from that, because I think equality in that Vipassana. You have no high, no. I find that very, that's what she's saying too, in fact, but without a purpose. You understand? It's not there, and it's not there, it's everywhere. Yeah, for me, for me was the Vipassana giving a lot.
That's something I reason. And even in the evening, when the video or the cassette of Cuenca, often it reminds me Catholic often what you say reminds me
only character you're ever going to have in this
Catholic
religion.
Catholic religion.
Yeah, but you know, I'm not really listening so strongly to all that. I even not understand what she's saying. No.
The language?
I have some problem with the language, but I think the subject is not so simple. And even I think it's not important. Even I have that in Vipassana. We were talking about that. When I once a few times to a channel, and as I took off the channel, and when I talk about books, you say, pick up what you well with, and let the rest. And so it's for everything. And I find that in Vipassana too. I find the Vipassana technique very, very unbelievable technique. It's an unbelievable technique for that. For me,
Marcher, vous allez faire ça, vous aurez le
It's not, it's not a
que c'est
problem.
pris, et si vous êtes programmé pour continuer,
I go there still regularly.
c'est pas pour les
Yeah, I'm in the
c'est
garden
juste pour
for
faire.
But not all the time.
Réveiller la conscience collective. Être plus calme dans un cadre
For me, that gives, and that's how you call it in English.
Equanimity.
Equanimity.
Equanimity. Equanimity.
Yeah, not a thought.
Equanimity means
It's like moeilijkheden. That I find, yeah. That gives freedom.
C'est intervenu dans le
For me, yeah.
Parce qu'on est teacher.
With more style, always.
Parce que
you stay, it gives you freedom.
du chemin de l'autre. Dès que je t'ai dit,
I'm trying to say that nothing is going and goes away.
mais quand tu dis, celui, ce que tu as pensé, qui a pensé,
I don't thank you.
Oh, that's rich. Yeah, it is nice.
Yeah, but I don't know.
You know.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Very nice. Hey.
C'est la plupart c'est le soir,
You work from
le rien, le tout qui s'exprime. Parce que le
You're from Brazil?
No, my daughter living in Brussels. My daughter.
I like you said me. You often go to Brazil? You often go? You often go?
Sometimes. Not so far. She come often. We out of the city around.
Where do you come from?
I live 10 kilometers from here. Yeah, I live here nearby, very nearby. But she's living by Brussels. My daughter is living in Brussels.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so I come sometimes to Brussels.
Tu vois, tu n'as pas de mérite d'être ici, hein, voisine, tu vois. Tu n'as pas de mérite d'être venu. It's too easy for you to come, you see? It's nice. And it's not, you should be all the
She's
time.
jealous. She's jealous.
No, I'm close by too, huh? I'm an hour and a quarter. We are close.
She's
Doesn't
jealous
matter.
because she says you didn't
Make an effort to come
to
here.
come because it's too close.
That I'm not?
You haven't done an effort. You didn't fight to come here. It's only 10 kilometers.
Ah, oh no.
It's easy.
I have to come here.
It's nice.
I just come.
Just coming happens.
I just knew a few days ago that
Yes, that's how it
I never
happens, yeah.
thought about this. Yeah. Because yesterday I was not here.
No.
No, I tried to study, but
It's a very quiet place here.
yeah, I grew up here, not far from here. I grew up.
C'est une région it's a region that I discovered because I'm stand for the moment with my boyfriend and I didn't know totally the region and it's nice.
You come from Brussels, here it's very far. It's at the end of the world.
And where you come from?
Brussels, Wavre.
Wavre. Ah, you are the Wallonie. You parle français. As you were saying that you have done also Vipassana and what are here?
It was Rivière.
Ah.
So close to the river.
Ah, okay. I don't know people of Wallonie.
No?
No, I never meet. I'm Flemish, but I never meet people of Wallonie. My daughter wants over a few years living out of Brussels, and I hope she go more direction in the mountains, in the hills.
Ah yes, here it's flat.
Here it's too flat. At me, it's not too flat. We have a small place. It's a little bit, just at me. Here is flatter, the 10 kilometers farther is a little bit like that. But I like books. I want to read books. Zo nooit weer.
Ja.
Het is toch veel lawaai.
Ja. Kan je nog steeds horen wat Lisa aan het vertellen is nu?
Hoe zeg je?
Kan je nog steeds horen?
Ja, als ik dit kan hoor ik die wel. Ja. Nee, nu niet. Ja. Nu heb ik dat uitgezet. Dan ben ik gek. Als hij naar het wc gaat, dan zet ik dat door. I have this because I have ear problems. I have ear. So, because as she goes to the toilet, I have to put it out. Because when she talks and she has the other thing at her, I can hear her in my ears.
Yes, no.
Yeah. But my English is not enough to follow everything.
That's the problem. That's what we said. That's, sometimes you have to think about the words.
Yeah.
Not really listen, but only to understand.
Yeah.
There's a double difficulty.
Yeah. Mijn
mijn Nederlands ook niet. Nee. Ik ben niet een echt tweetalig. Zeker niet.
Zo klik je wel hoor. Zo klik je wel. Zo klik je wel.
Zo klik. Tu sais, je connais quelques mots de français.
Als ik naar je luister.
Utiliser facilement. Mais quand quelqu'un parle à moi, j'ai des problèmes.
En meer belangrijk is niet accent, is woordenschat. Hè?
Ja, maar goed. Deze zin kan je goed spreken.
Algérien.
Ja, Algérien.
Ja, oui, on parle
je kan het verstaan.
en français régulièrement. Mais même mon français reste mal. Mais j'étais une fois à ma famille au Canada et mon oncle dit tu parles l'anglais avec un accent.
Hey guys!
Are they still on there?
Yeah.
Vata? Yeah, but maybe you have to put vata? Yeah, vata. You have to put on a little board and we use it after.
Yeah.
Because they are little strong. You understand? It's better. You do that, and you put that, and then you can put that.
Yeah.
Then you can use
it again.
Because they are not
C'est fort assez pour utiliser quelquefois. Je trouve que c'est très bien. Solution. 2 cups.
Ah.
Heb je slakt?
Break. Dat is in de hotel.
In?
Break.
Ah, you know someone well. It's pity because at my home there is.
Have you managed to get a stroke in?
Yeah, quite a few. Without a note. Sneaky.
Well, she knows.
Without no. I'll make sure I don't look at her. Don't make eye contact.
And you stay this evening still in Greece.
He's having
I'm frightened sometimes when she looks in my eyes.
Today.
That's not because she looks in my eyes.
Pity.
She gives me the look.
But Stan knows. He knows. I don't
You know, don't touch windows. I've seen it.
And Lisa said that Kalishi is free. Free to grow. Totally different. Lisa.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people. Looking forward to that.
Searching,
I might mention to the first few people just see how they take it. I don't take it very well generally, I find. Just keep calling it that. Don't want to get into this. So of course I got really, when I first discovered the truth of this, and I was talking to everybody about it.
it doesn't work. I try with my wife, so
makes people afraid. Or angry.
Yeah, sure.
No, I don't talk to them about it at all.
Yeah, that speaks about that.
That's all it's about. Yeah, of course, and in our societies we don't talk about it. It's the taboo. It's the last taboo, really. We can talk about sex now. We can talk about... Yeah, we can though, you know. But no, not...
Me okay, I'm very okay. I'm really okay. I not understand.
There goes my
I feel okay. I am in inequality. Yeah.
You are not scared.
And you?
Yeah.
I've said it. Yeah, and punch me was going to... I wanted to smash my face in. Yeah. We were drunk, actually, so it didn't happen.
Shall I ring the bell in the kitchen?
Oh, yes, please.
Kijk, dan maak je één foto en dan is dat. Kijk, die bubbeltjes daar. Kijk, bij de foto snel.
Yeah.
On the wall there.
This what?
On the wall there are bones of your dog.
Oh, okay.
On the wall.
Different ones.
Yeah, I saw
No,
them.
the same ones.
Oh, okay.
The one you had in the stinky chicken.
This music, this man, the Melissa music, was Murdoch.
Yeah, all Murdoch today.
Yeah, and what's his first name?
Alexei. Alexei Murdoch. He's nice, isn't he?
I'll write it down.
No, it's okay.
No, that's okay.
But I like it.
I just wanted to make one.
It's okay.
You want to sit on the floor. Then I go to the couch.
You can sit here. It's great. Okay.
Oh, you're going to sit right here. So, yeah, you can see it.
I think someone's
Helen.
What's her name? She's
Okay,
Snel uitzoeken en sturen naar iedereen die het ontvangt.
Je wil het vanuit een ander perspectief nooit kijken en zien.
Ja, dat is.
He's gonna sing.
Oh
yeah.
Naar school.
Oh, that's really cute. Oh, sorry.
Oh, ja, het is een beetje
It's really cute.
Ja.
Oh.
Thank you.
Okay. Are you staying there? Do you want to stay there? I can
No,
stay
it's
there.
okay. You can go. Doesn't matter.
Oh, thank you very much. It was a joke. It's okay. Okay, you can go.
It's just knows the way the English was. It sounded funny in English.
Hoe ben je? Quebec. Nee,
It's I don't know. You'll discover during the ride.
Yeah.
We radiate warmth.
Yeah.
We radiate warmth.
Yes, I had a good life.
So, Felicie, what are we going to talk about? Look at that.
Let's talk about bones today.
Ah.
Let's talk about meat. Bones with whipped cream.
We're talking.
I think that's what she's dreaming about.
No, she's looking around everyone.
Nee, een vliegtuig gaat
So it's like, that's sure. She's beautiful, huh?
Yeah.
I'm not very much into dogs, but it's
People stop on the street asking what breed she is.
She's a mixture. More quiet than in the beginning.
Sorry?
It's more quiet than in the beginning.
Quiet?
More,
Yeah?
Yeah, I see the difference. Not I was the first day here and now, and yeah, she's more quiet. Find her place. Stealing the school.
So we walked her yesterday, and there was this garden with two really with barking dogs, really loudly and aggressive. She was totally unimpressed.
Oh, I know the ones, yeah. Yeah, she's really cool about things.
Yeah.
She's got her issues, but she's very cool. You can take her most places. And
she wasn't very cool when we saw a cat.
oh, yeah, yeah.
It was pretty uncool.
Yeah.
Or very cool.
She goes
Cat is cool for her.
But the one day, the one that made me laugh the most was she was on the extendable lead, and I'm walking along and she was behind me, and then suddenly I see her run forward and she said, with her tail between her legs, and she's just running, and then there's a cat behind her. That was the ginger cat in our street. So if anyone has any questions, you're more than welcome to ask. I might play some more Alexei Murdoch I was playing before. In the breaks you can just say something, or even in the song if something really strongly comes, just say and I can turn the volume down.
How did you find Alexei Murdoch? 36 hours ago.
Yeah. It's really nice because people now like music. People are always sending me different artists on my YouTube. It's amazing.
You don't know music from Curtin by any chance? Is he singing about awareness?
I think I do know her. Yeah.
Curtin?
I think.
Good move.
One of her opening lines in one of the songs is, what did I say? There's a mystery in me, it's greater than the parting of the sea, it's a mystery of me.
How do you spell it?
Beautiful.
K-I-R-T-I-N.
Yeah.
Who You Really Are. Yeah, I think I've listened to her before. Yep. She's nice, we can listen.
Could there be more to this life we call mine than a journey through space?
Sorry?
More to life than the body can sense, than the mind can conclude from experience. That's who we are. Begin with breath, depend on form, or end with death. Strip away these rules, these names, and tell me what remains. Who you really are. Who you really are. Measure success by the things we accrue, or the bonds that we form, or the deeds we do. These too shall pass. As hard as we try to hold on to form will die. Inherent in this dance of form is the chance to see what's yet unborn. The choice to throw this chance away and be caught up in the play of who we think we are, who we think we are. This is your lifetime. It could end at any time. Where's your attention? Where is your prayer? Where is your soul? In fortunate life comes a call to be free from the cycle of bondage, this identity. To wake from the dream and finally realize the truth of one's being before the body dies. So before the final scene is past, see the screen on which it's cast. See what's seeing this me and you, and then you will see who you really are. Who you really are. who you really are. Who we really are.
There's no we, right? You know, she's saying who we really are. There's no we.
It seems to be.
How can there be we if there is nobody?
Well, there seems to be lots of bodies. I think that's what she's talking about. You think that you'll get it if you get it right in thoughts?
I think for some reason this song reminded maybe the thing that the owner of the lonely heart is one of the British pop songs. Owner of the lonely heart.
Yeah, that's a
so
lot.
I think that's like the biggest bullshit song like on the thought level. It's like I am the owner of the lonely heart. Like all thinking so much. You can't own anything. There's no such thing as a lonely heart.
So if you pricked your finger now and your finger was hurting, do you think you could get rid of that pain?
There is an illusion. Sometimes, I shake I think I shake my hand, like something like, I do something like, I yell. Ah! It hurts! Go away. I'm not doing that, but I have this illusion that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Well, last year I had a toothache.
Yeah.
And I start running through walking through the room and stamping on the floor. That seems to help. Or maybe it was just another changing my
attention.
Yeah, attention.
Yeah. I remember from a year ago, I had a period of severe headache, and all of a sudden I had this insight that maybe the headache was distracting me from something else, And just by seeing that the next morning, the headache was gone. And then I discovered it was maybe resisting the headache that caused the headache.
Yeah.
Huh?
You never know.
No answers
Maybe, but maybe, the thing is I can sit there and I can listen to these stories.
You want to feel it, you have to control over it.
Yeah. But when you say that, I'm like, yeah, could be. And then someone says the exact opposite, and you're like, yeah, could be. You become a real washout. Or washing. Yeah. Yeah.
Everything's possible.
I was also thinking about hurting your body with your thoughts.
Yeah.
Because we think so many times, this is wrong, that is wrong, that's stupid.
Yeah.
In what way? That's my question. In what way are we hurting our body?
Again, I don't know the answer to that, unfortunately. Because I look at it, both my grands suffered a lot mentally. I live with one of my grand, and she was a very tough English London woman from working class, very strict and very firm, and you could see she suffered a lot, a lot of it's your fault, you're hurting me, I've been oppressed, a lot of those sort of thoughts. And she lived to 93.
Okay.
But I just don't know. It seems that when there's really negative personal contraction, that the body seems contracted. Like I've heard studies where they say that that for backache they prescribe antidepressants now.
Yeah.
So that indicates, but then at the same time, I could easily contradict myself and say, yeah, I'm not sure about that, because my other gran as well suffered a lot. She had a lot of anxiety and worries, and she lived to 95 and had a really, really healthy body. She got dementia in the end, and in the end had a heart attack after she broke her hip, and then they gave her the medication. Her heart just stopped. But if it hadn't been for that, I'm sure she'd still be alive now. She had a very healthy body. So my other gran had knee problems and hip problems, but this gran that died at 95 with dementia, she had a really healthy body. So again, I don't know. Terrible. Yeah, I don't know how it works. I don't even know where thoughts are appearing from. The scientists say they can't even find where thoughts appear from. Like, I don't know. Life is very humbling. My friend had a brain tumour for 9 years, and me and my boyfriend at the time went to India with him, and he went to the Osho ashram. And this is really sad, that when he came back, his brain tumour hadn't shrunk for the 9 years, and he was permanently on chemotherapy, and the brain tumour affected half his body, so he had a limp, and that half of the body didn't work so well. And he was a very physical person his whole life, so it was quite a challenge not being physically capable. And so for 9 years he lived with the brain tumour, and they gave him these pills, loads of pills. We went to India, there was a whole like suitcase of pills. And and he went to India and went to Tiru with us, and then he went to Osho ashram, and he had these great experiences. And then when he came back, when they did the scan, his brain tumour had shrunk. And he was so happy, and he was telling how it was Osho, and this is really sad, guys, I'm sorry to tell you such a depressing story.
Not happy yet.
Yeah, it wasn't happy. So he was saying it was Osho, and it had changed his thoughts, and it had changed his habits, and all this. And then a couple of months later, when we were at the cinema, he had a seizure again. And when they took him in again for another brain scan, the reason it got smaller was because another tumour had grown, and the energy from that tumour had gone into the new one. Life humbles us at every angle. It never lets us sit in thoughts. So if you ever look at someone's illness and think that it's because of the way they think and that you know better, I know I've had that arrogant game before. We are just humbled by everything. We don't know how this works. Like it's down to thoughts, and I know something. But you know, I'm not against going to Osho, and who knows the outcome? Who knows the outcome of acupuncture or the pill? We just don't know how it's working. But the freedom is never found in the flow of things. You'll never find your peace there. Even if the body's ill or sick, you find your peace in that which knows everything that's appearing, or that which is experiencing everything, which is nothing, or no thing, or everything.
where the river meets the sea. Naked now, innocent and free. Beloved, I have been waiting throughout time to welcome you into these arms of mine. Come without thought about what's been, what's in store. Leave the line behind you like sandals by the shore. And trust me, trust the beingness you are. I breathed you here, I've carried you this far. And to whatever is unseen, whatever is always only me. Not an imagined future, or in remembered past. Only here, only now, will you find peace that lasts. Meet me where the river meets the sea. Naked now, innocent and free.
Yeah. I start looking for myself, I never find myself.
No, no.
Then I start looking for the emptiness, and also I can't find the emptiness.
No.
So every time there's a question coming, but then that's only every time one sentence after another, after another, and nothing else.
No, and then there's a looking in those thoughts. There's a feeling of somebody choosing, looking for it, trying to understand it. And yet
there's never somebody searching.
No, there's an appearance of somebody. But it's happening in this directness, this beingness that's so direct now. It's more direct than anything than you can think of.
Yeah.
It's everything that moves that hand, that feels that sense, that sees the dog, that hears these sounds over here. It's complete. It's 100% now, but it's impossible for you to see as the illusionary person. The illusionary person is seen, is experienced. Crazy.
Yeah.
The illusionary person is experienced
because experience
because it is just thoughts
it's
and sensation and emotions.
And it's appearing in this, in stillness, or in everything, which is what you actually are. The mind goes tuk, 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 looking here.
So that's so direct that there is no space.
Yeah, and it's not an emotion. People look for emotion or a sensation of bliss. Bliss can often be a side effect, but it's a side effect.
There are it's a bit complicated to formulate, but I'll try. I heard, of course, many different things on the path, but and I had an experience of a few days of being the impersonal I, which I was everything.
Yeah.
And it was really nice.
Yeah.
And I heard somebody telling about it that it's one experience, but the real thing is really the nothingness in which also this appears. And some teachers call it the self, this impersonal
nothingness, or
the impersonal I. They call it the self, and they say that you also have to get rid of the self. Have to. Well, so.
And what's this? So there's the me, and then there's the self, which is the I am or something.
Well, this kind of experience of being everything to be the impersonal self. The impersonal I, some call it the self. They say that's what the self is.
Yeah.
And then there's also the absolute, let's say, which is the nothingness.
Well, I see nothing and everything as the same.
Yeah, and then at some point they also say that, but you can have kind of both experiences, and as long as you didn't
identify with one.
No, as long as you didn't go until to the total end of seeing that there's nothing, absolutely nothing. This experience of the impersonal I is also an experience. But then the two of them merge in this nothing and everything. So, I don't know, maybe you have nothing to say about it, that's very good.
No.
Well, the thing is that I have the impression that many teachers speak from this space of the impersonal I, but I have the feeling that it's not exactly the nothingness that you think that you talk about.
I don't know. I don't know what they would be talking about. I can't imagine what that is.
It's kind of they speak about the fact that you are everything and you decide everything. And it's very like the awareness of.
Yes.
It seems very, very happy.
Yeah. I think because, well, I mean, this is just my interpretation of what they're saying, and really I don't know what the experience is. So this is just the way it happened here, so who knows about the others. Because when I listen to people, I'm always can be like, oh yeah, after a while. So I can always get, But I think what happens with a lot of people, and it most probably happened here at some point, is when the collapsing is happening, somebody still is seeing the collapsing. So it will be an experience of love, or it will be an experience of just I amness, or it will be an experience of everything, but somebody's still seeing that. So there's everything, and there's this huge energetic change, but there's still a slight back of somebody observing, somebody watching, but they wouldn't even call it somebody. And that eventually would dissolve away. And then it would just be like empty, completely empty. But they're simultaneous, the emptiness and all things. You can't have one without the other. But then I've heard, then I begin to get a bit blurry after that, because I don't really know. That's the limit of the experience here, is that then you get both sides simultaneously. The everything, it's not even simultaneously, it's like the everything is absolutely empty. Everything is empty. Everything is nothing. But it's not for anyone. There's nobody watching that. There's no consciousness. There's no position of a watching. Everything is watching suddenly for nobody or nothing. But words are really confusing, and if somebody's still saying consciousness is watching, I mean, you maybe won't meet so many speakers that are even speaking from that. So like, I make it sound like I've got a really, there's most probably, like, that's still, like, I can still listen to those speakers, and maybe we're talking about the same thing, or maybe they're just saying it like that in order to teach something or speak about something. You never know where that's coming from.
But you have these experiences,
Huh?
You have these experiences from everything, nothing together.
I didn't have it. It just collapses.
Yeah.
Like, it's not me that had it as such.
Yeah,
it's just the way it is. There's everything and nothing.
What's in it?
Sorry?
You have the experience to be in this.
This is
some
where
moments of life.
You had the experience that
to be in these moments of everything and nothing together. You had this. You think you felt this, or I don't know. You experienced this, or it was an appearance, or I don't know how to explain. But it's really some moments you had this boundless things like this.
Yeah, I know I must be feeling like a real idiot up here, but it's like when this sort of questions come about, I try my best to sound like I'm not.
Yeah, but you can describe it, so I imagine you can also, you have experienced it. Yeah.
This is. It's so hard answering these sort of questions. So I had the experience of it.
Not the eye, but something else.
I don't know.
Yeah, when you can describe this must be that you, because a lot of people are hearing and what's this? What's he saying?
Well, I had like a year ago an experience that seems a bit like this. I had like this quiet settling in, and I was in the mountains, and it felt like my thoughts gave up to interpret. And because the silent is something different than thoughts.
Yeah.
So the thoughts also like stop.
Oh.
So it felt like the nothingness.
Yeah.
The all.
Yeah.
But still, I completely panicked.
Yeah.
As an I.
Yeah.
So
you
I was
panicked.
Panicked. I was like in the mountains, only in the night and alone. I only saw energy, like a stream. So it feels and it sounds great, but I completely panicked. It was so quiet. But
I can imagine
so this is confusing, because it felt like the oneness, the nothingness, and still there's this I panicking and trying to run away from it again. Because this is what I did.
But that's
I was
what,
on the bench and I ran away.
That's exactly what awakening is. Is that person is coming back very slowly, or quickly in that case. But what happened there was that began to dissolve, and then there was a crack that this is absolutely empty or silent. I can get why people say that as well. And that there's no barrier inside or outside, but not as a positive thought. It's just, there's no, and if thoughts disappeared as well, I can imagine thoughts disappearing, but they don't have to, they can come back to be able to interpret things. But if thoughts disappeared, I can imagine when the person came back, they're like, holy crap, I've got to put some sanity on this.
But it has also been confusing, because I remember this, like this one night I switched off my telephone and my television, and there was like nothing in my mind. I sat there for an hour, not being bored or thinking, what shall I do? There was no decision to do anything.
It was just sitting
and
there.
I was just looking, and every moment was like new, just like that.
Yeah.
I could have been there for days.
Yeah. And then the person comes back and wants to organise it in some way, not necessarily in that moment, but it wants to come back and have something to feel familiar about.
Well, fortunately, otherwise I couldn't have gone to sleep or whatever.
But there can be a difference between the person and thoughts. There can be thoughts that then begin to come back just to order to move and to function. But this is why I begin to get blurry when people ask certain personal questions, because there can be such disappearance.
It's just zooming out, so you start to realize that it has nothing to do with thoughts. So thoughts are welcome.
But this bit's all blurry to talk about.
I think thought identification is like, if I think, like, I can say without any doubt that this person I'm trying to get rid of, I am trying to get rid of. I know it's ridiculous, but there's nothing wrong with thinking in itself, but when it grabs you, like you are thought, then it's a problem. Like, the ego, suffering, anything you can. But then nothing helps too.
That's a belief. Something helps as a belief, and nothing helps as a belief.
So what is this something?
Something helps as a belief, and then nothing helps as a belief. Just an idea.
It's an idea.
It comes and goes.
Do you think you know that?
I don't know that either.
No, I didn't say to you. I said,
no, I know, but I don't either.
But you can't really know anything.
I'm the biggest idiot here.
No, I am.
That's true. That's true.
You're right. We can always ask God.
I just love Khaleesi. Look at her now.
Yeah, right.
Klaus, quiet.
She knows.
But Lisa, when I hear your experience or his experience, it's similar. So what makes the person coming back in certain cases?
Well, it's the same as what makes this appear. It's the same question. What makes this appear?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But fear or
yeah. Or the stories left to act out.
Feelings, something to solve.
I don't know.
Make the person come back.
Yeah. I can tell you the different functions of where it comes back, the way it goes, woohoo! But I don't know why. It just happens. The only reason we want to know why is so we can pin it and make it safe. Impossible. And then we come back to, after all this mental stuff about who's and whys and how, who is experiencing this? I know, I'm such a pain in the ass. I hate it when they were like, oops. Do you guys know what I mean when I do this?
Yeah.
You guys have done it before?
No.
Let's Stan. He's done it.
Stan's been doing it. When you've all gone to bed, we just sit with Stan and he just keeps it. We've had it, haven't we, Stan?
There are stupid people enough. You are one of them.
Doesn't help.
That's not the only one. This is nothing.
Yeah, no, I'm joking. But when I was younger, my friend used to do it to me all the time when I was identified, and I'd be like, I don't get who it's pointing to. Who? I hated it. He'd be like.
Ramana Maharshi said that when you have a thorn somewhere, you can use another thorn to take it out.
Yeah.
And then you throw them both away. So this means that thoughts can also be useful. Because thoughts can remove the power of our thoughts, or can, I mean, more in general, that rational understanding can be useful sometimes, or not.
Well, I don't know really. Maybe not. Like if it's happening, then that's exactly what's meant to happen. Umesh Bolsika used to say that as well. I don't know how they all know that. But in a way they don't. They're just saying it, and it's not them saying it and you listening. That's the perfect thing that's meant to be said in that moment.
It's like thorn. You were saying the thorn?
Yeah.
It cannot recognize itself. The thorn itself cannot see itself.
Sure.
There must be something else to see the thorn. So there's something else that we can't know. It's always unknown, isn't that? Because we can't know what we don't know. We can't know.
We don't know. We can't know.
We can't know what we don't know. We don't know what we can't know. So then, that's the ultimate thing. The absolute, I guess, something that we don't know. So that somehow can see the thorn, you know. That can react. The mind. Mind is the thorn. It's the metaphor for the mind.
Yeah.
Mind, it can see the mind.
Yeah,
But something that is not mind can see the mind.
But we don't know.
But we can't. If we say oh, now I get it, thank you, now I know it, then you're in the mind.
Ah, yeah.
So this is the thing. When you say you know something,
you don't know.
It's the mind. It's the mind. Mind is not a problem, but then this thing that you say I know is the identification.
Leon was very cute then.
He was making a joke.
You know something.
So I think some people cannot follow.
Can't follow?
Cannot.
They can't follow me, and I'm the stupidest person.
Of course.
It remains a mystery.
Doesn't matter. You're nothing. So.
I think what the joke was that we can have all these ways of putting it, and then it comes back to, yeah, I'm not sure. We just don't know.
Yeah.
Could be.
Could be.
All the way I was driving, I was thinking, we don't know, I don't know. Oh, no.
So
I don't know what I can't know. I don't know what I don't know. It can be really...
Oh, you told me this one last night and I still didn't get it then.
I don't know what well, you know...
What did you say?
I don't know what I don't know. It's
Yes.
this philosophy of, like philosophy, this...
Yeah.
I got it from Paul Smith's video.
Oh my God! It must be right. Paul Smith.
No, but it can work on so many levels.
Yeah, and different personalities that speak about this will have different ways of phrasing it.
But I had once this experience that I was listening to a tape of Eckhart Tolle and I saw myself falling in something. And,
yeah.
And then I rose out of something as me, as a thought, as this body. And oh, I said to myself, there I was, but in that...
You didn't know yourself. Yeah, you don't know yourself.
You cannot have a thought to look into the thoughtless.
Yeah, and then someone says, "Are you awakened?" You're like...
So it can never be known.
You're like, hang on, what am I again? Oh, yes, no.
Let me look. So this is a hopeless case, yeah? So we don't know, and the moment we know, there's nobody who can know it.
Yeah.
So it's endless.
Yeah.
Endless.
Yeah.
It was this morning with that fly. There was looking if everybody had fly, and everybody had fly. And then he said, "Do you also have fly?" And I looked, I said, "Oh, there's somebody more." So, you know.
It's the cake. It's not fly. It's not
You don't know that there is something that's only looking. Fly enough? And then somebody has to tell you there's someone more. And he has no fly.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What was it that you wanted to say, Phyllis?
It was just an experience that I had.
Yes.
This sort of not knowing, and really being tense about it.
Yeah.
And then it fell into giving up the need to know, and there was this huge piece,
Yeah.
But it happened when I was in like the 3rd grade in school. So I was then 8 years old, 8 or 9, and I loved school. I loved especially the beginning of school. I loved the smell of the new books, and all the new pencils, and I just loved all the sensations of school.
Yeah.
And then I would have a new dress to go to school. Everything about the school and the learning I loved. And the teacher would have these piles and piles of big books, because I was born in the baby boom, so there was huge classes of kids. And this thought came to me as a child, who could have written all those books, Who could have written? You know, it was like that. Who could have written all those books? And I was wondering and thinking, it's not possible. Who could have written all of that? And then the thought came, it's God. God wrote all of that. And at the same time, it was the feeling, and I'm God. The God that wrote all of that is me. But it was a feeling, and was the relief. I didn't need to know. It was like the first thing saying, I have to know, and then the need to know it collapsed into nothing. Into, I don't need to know because God did it, and I'm God too.
Yeah.
And it was at 8 or 9. Of course, then I forgot it, and then I had to suffer for another 60 years.
Small?
Oh no, who knows? So I was 8, now I'm 68. So.
You were God?
Yeah, I guess. I felt like it. It didn't feel like God and me was a different thing. And that was who wrote all the books.
Yeah.
And it was like the need to know who and why and where. It just collapsed at that moment. And that moment of the collapse of the need to know was a total, I can't even say peace of mind. It was just,
Yeah.
It's like Khaleesi going,
Yeah.
like almost, I can't say orgasmic, but like a little mini, oh,
yeah,
that's good.
Oh,
Sorry.
Tiny, tiny.
An 8-year-old orgasm. Was that giving milk?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with an orgasm. It's a problem when you have it all the time.
You have it all the time.
Well, it's only a problem when you have it all the time.
You're attached to them.
This movie with Gene Wilder and 24 during orgasm. Who cares?
Yeah, this is the Big Bang all the time. Isn't it?
All the time?
Yeah, the great God's orgasm all the time.
God's orgasm, yeah, it's a nice one.
One big eternal orgasm instead of Big Bang.
Yeah.
So now we know it.
Not a word for it.
Yeah.
We are sperm.
Okay, we're getting to our next level here. So explain, Lisa.
Well, I think I have to put the music on to contain it.
We're living in the womb of the Big Mother.
Maybe you should swap seats.
No.
One more song, and then we have break. Oh, we have a lunchtime. This is another Alex Murdoch. Another one.
Got no time, got no mind for the line in my life. No time to think, time for sleep now. Time to sink way into the blue. Got no time, got no mind for the line in this life. No time to think, time for sleep now. Time to sink way into the blue. So what's your time? Turn aside and let it spill quietly from your hand. Oh, and the time is at hand when all things under the sky go free of time. The time is passing you by. I've got no more time, and I am drifting. Yes, I am drifting. Remember when you were only a child. Remember when you were only a child. Remember when you were only a child. Start to see with your blue mind. Start to see with your blue mind. Don't be afraid of what you find. No, don't be afraid of what you find. 'Cause I am drifting. Yes, I am drifting. Slowly, slowly, I am drifting. Slowly, slowly, I am drifting. Yes, slowly, slowly, I am drifting.
Well, that's it for this morning. Thank you. Now we have to eat lunch after all that fly. Although maybe not till about 1:30.
Is that everything?
Everything?
Did
Which
you say
part?
you're done? That's everything?
That's everything. We've covered everything.
This is everything.
This is everything.
I guess.
Oh, 5.
5,
yeah. So today we meet at 5. We did it yesterday because Naho was speaking.
I passed my final exam.
Say it again, sorry.
So today we meet at 5.
5?
Yeah.
It's the last. Not,
Yeah.
Tomorrow there's no.
No, tomorrow it finishes. Yeah.
breakfast.
But I thought, I didn't ask Naho, but if people wanted, then Naho could maybe do a talk tomorrow if you want.
Okay.
But you have to ask her and Stan if people were staying on. If not, then it finishes tonight.
Yeah. Party tonight.
Huh?
Party, nobody party tonight.
Oh, nobody, yeah, everyone will be exhausted from nights and nights apart.